It was another win for Team Bahamas at the Carifta swim meet. Several people were murdered and new allegations of abuse of power were levied. We've got these stories and a whole lot more. I'm your host, Krishna Virgil, and this is the Tribune's Top 5. For the second consecutive year, Team Bahamas captured the championships at the Carifta swim meet. Congratulations, Team Bahamas. Team Bahamas won the 30th edition of the Carifta swimming meet on Wednesday with a total of 756.5 points, more than 100 points ahead of the host team, which placed second. Trinidad and Tobago finished third with 494.5 points. Guadeloupe was fourth with 478 points, while Jamaica rounded out the top five with 456 points. The Bahamas claimed 54 medals for the win, including 29 gold, 17 silver, and 8 bronze. Barbados finished with 52 medals, 30 gold, 12 silver, and 10 bronze. Trinidad and Tobago won 38 medals, 12 gold, 13 silver, and 13 bronze. Aruba won a total of 35 medals, which included 10 gold, 13 silver, and 12 bronze, while Guadeloupe won 25 medals, 8 gold, 11 silver, and 6 bronze. The Bahamas has been one of the top teams at the Carifta level with consistent finishes over the past 4 meets. In 2012, while hosting at the Betty Kelly Canning Aquatic Center, the Bahamas finished second with 657 points and 49 medals. A 27-year-old man could live behind bars for up to 3 years if he is convicted in a trial of aggravated assault stemming from an alleged incident that was videotaped and uploaded to social media site Facebook. Brent McPhee of Oleander Street appeared before Magistrate Samuel McKinney to face a charge of assault with a deadly weapon and threats of death committed on April 4th. The victim is Arthur Buchanan. While the latter charge is considered a misdemeanor and can warrant imprisonment for 1 month, the aggravated assault charge carries up to 3 years imprisonment. It is claimed that McPhee intentionally assaulted Mr. Buchanan with a knife and further threatened to kill him. McPhee pleaded not guilty to both offenses and opted to be tried in the magistrate's court. On the question of bail, police prosecutor Sergeant Audrey DeVoe said she was objecting to a bond for the accused on the basis that the Central Detective Unit was still investigating him and were expected to bring additional charges and suspects to court concerning the matter. She added that McPhee will likely interfere with the ongoing investigations. Magistrate McKinney replied that with recent amendments to the Bail Act, he is compelled to defer the question of bail. He set a bail hearing for April 15th and remanded McPhee to the Department of Correctional Services until that time. Local authorities had their hands tied this week with several murder investigations, one of them being the stabbing death of an 88-year-old retired Canadian physician. A 43-year-old man of Sims, Long Island, appeared in the magistrate's court on Tuesday in connection with the fatal stabbing of Canadian expatriate Dr. Harry Jeffrey Harding. Shortly before noon on April 2nd, police in Long Island received a report that a man had been found dead in his home in Clarencetown. When they arrived, they found the lifeless body of Dr. Harding with multiple stab wounds in his body. Dr. Harding, who owned a vacation home in Long Island and regularly visited the island after purchasing the property in the 1960s, was pronounced dead at the scene. It was one of 3 murders that happened over the holiday weekend. 21-year-old Harry Gardner was shot to death during a game of dominoes at First Street and Coconut Grove on Friday, while Mark Daniels Jr., who was newly released from prison on bail, was shot to death on Dumping Ground Corner on Saturday. Following this series of events, 3 men were killed in separate incidents on Tuesday, one in Grand Bahama, bringing the country's murder toll to 41, according to the Tribune's records. Shortly before 9:30 p.m. on Tuesday, police were called to the scene of a shooting at Graham Drive in Yellow Elder Gardens, where a male was found dead in his car. While police were processing that scene, they were alerted to reports that around 10 p.m. a man was stabbed at Roberts Drive in Nassau Village. Police believe that killing stemmed from a domestic dispute between a man and his juvenile nephew, who was arrested shortly after the incident. Chief Superintendent Paul Roll said when police arrived in Yellow Elder, officers found a 24-year-old man sitting in the driver's seat of his 1997 Honda Prelude with gunshot wounds to his body. EMS pronounced him dead on the scene. And in Grand Bahama, a young man was stabbed to death, pushing the homicide count for the year to 5 on that island. The unidentified victim, believed to be in his 20s or 30s, was taken to the Ram Memorial Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Security risks and crime rank high among the principal threats and obstacles to growth in the region. Prime Minister Perry Christie told the CARICOM U.S. Summit in Kingston, Jamaica on Thursday, stressing that Caribbean countries value the support of the United States in this area. The nation's chief, who is the current chair of CARICOM, addressed U.S. President Barack Obama, who was present for the meeting. Mr. Christie said he was speaking for the region's youth who need a sense of hope, job prospects, and good educational opportunities. Mr. Christie said, quote, "We cannot surrender them to the negative forces of crime and war in far-flung climes. If this meeting produces anything today, it must be to ensure the future of our young people. If we fail in that mission, we do so at our peril." At the center, then, of this mission for us is that of human development. This must be done in a safe and secure environment with respect for the sovereignty and territorial integrity of all. In this connection, we welcome, therefore, the recent development toward the settlement of the nuclear framework agreement with Iran, in which the United States played a major role under your leadership, end quote. He added that regional leaders were pleased to hear U.S. Vice President Biden announce at a recent meeting in Washington last January that some action was being taken by their administration in respect to facilitating the access of development financing in areas related to climate change, energy, and disaster management. Allegations of high-level government interference in the arrest of a Bahamian diplomat has sparked a lawsuit levied by Prime Minister Perry Christie. In a statement issued by Bahamas Information Services, it was announced that Prime Minister Perry Christie will sue the chairman of the F&M, Michael Pintard, for defamation. The statement issued on Thursday night said, quote, "Prime Minister Perry Christie announced today that he has instructed his attorneys to take legal action against F&M Chairman Senator Michael Pintard for defamation of character." According to the Prime Minister, Senator Pintard, in a press release, falsely and maliciously accused him of interfering with a police matter involving Randy Roll, the Bahamas consul in Atlanta, end quote. The Prime Minister is quoted in the press release as saying, "What Senator Pintard said about me was completely and utterly false. It was a bold-faced lie. Now he will have to account for his defamatory assault in a court of law." The statement continued, quote, "The Prime Minister further announced that he has also instructed his attorneys to take legal action against those media houses that published Senator Pintard's release, and in doing so had committed defamation as well." The action comes in the wake of allegations that Mr. Roll was arrested in Bimini last Friday after an altercation with police officers but later released. Speaking to the Tribune this week, Police Commissioner Ellison Greenslade also denied any involvement in the release of Mr. Roll. He said it was erroneous for anyone to assert that he ordered the release of Mr. Roll. As reported in the Tribune, the commissioner denied that he or any politician, including the Prime Minister, had intervened on Mr. Roll's behalf, adding that his release was a result of a decision by an assistant superintendent on the island. Want to get in on the discussion? Well, here's how you can. Just log on to our website at www.tribune242.com. Like us on Facebook, the Tribune News Network. Send us a tweet at Tribune242 or subscribe to our YouTube page, Tribune242.